Hey, welcome to the Travel Agency Near podcast. And we are on day 72. For those of you who have been listening since day one, special thank you and thank you for subscribing to our podcast. For those of you who are new here, there are 365 episodes and each season goes quarter by quarter. So we're still in the first quarter of your travel agency in a year. We've been talking a lot about benchmarking and preparing for the quarterly review that should be coming up if you were listening to this every day starting at day one at the beginning of your fiscal year. Today is all about the benchmarking process for your quarterly review. So we have just a couple little points to consider when you are doing your quarterly review. Now, if you're like, what's a quarterly review? How do I write one? How do I do all of this stuff? Great question. And you can head over to elevatewithrachelk.com and you can check out all of our courses. The one that's going to be the most helpful with helping you to become the CEO of your travel business is going to be the Success Circle. It is a 12-month subscription program and you can cancel at any time. And it's only $35 a month. So like a little over $1 a day, I teach you everything I learned in my bachelor's degree and as an entrepreneur to help you create your own business. All right, quarterly review. What do you want to measure? So, if you are creating your quarterly review from scratch, what do you want to measure for your business? There are going to be general statistics like revenue, gross revenue, net revenue, expenses, things like that. But you can also add your own benchmarks. So, if you're like curious about the Success Circle, Week 10, we focus primarily on preparing your quarterly review, the marketing and operations reports, clients acquisition. So that's what we spend a whole week like. How do you generate leads? What are the platforms that are working or methods that are working to generate new leads? And then client acquisition from there. Let's say my headphone cords keeps getting stuck on the table. It's bothering me. Okay. So you want to make sure that you understand what you're going to measure. And we have other episodes that talk about vanity metrics versus actual metrics that are going to, should be measured in your business. So vanity metrics are pretty much like followers. You know what I mean? Like, am I going viral? Do you really want to go viral? Because if you go viral and you're actually converting at the standard rate, you're going to have thousands of inquiries. Do you really want to be that big? Maybe you do. But that is more of a vanity metric there. But I go into that in other episodes. Another metric, things that you want to measure is, are you following your standard operating procedures? Are you following your communication philosophy? Are you setting the standards in your business so that when you are ready to scale and hire, you know exactly what benchmarks are needed to measure the performance of your future employees if you decide to go that route? So once you have an idea of what you want to define in terms of measuring, again, you're going to want to have financial numbers. You're going to want to have some kind of marketing client acquisition numbers together. You're going to want to have like, are you following your procedures? Is your response time for inquiries 24 hours or the following business day? What is your process and procedure policies? Are you actually following that or are you kind of slipping? Are your workflows and automations set up and working properly? That's more of the operation side. Number 2, spend time researching to collect data that is relevant. Not new courses. I know I'm like, sign up for the Success Circle. That doesn't mean, oh, well, my marketing is failing and so who may or may not have any actual data to back up their claims is stating they need to get my money so then I can change my stuff around. Like it'll change my business around. No, let's think critically. Let's really consider what you actually need for your business. So you need to research and collect data that is relevant. I'm not saying don't sign up for new courses. I'm saying don't react to having low numbers when you're putting this data together, because you will see it in real time and you'll be like, eesh, this is not what I wanted it to be. and I thought I was doing okay. And you may end up reacting and just spending your money on a quick solution. That's not reality. Okay. You need to be able to respond. So you need to have the right amount of data to research. What are you up against in terms of the standard benchmarks for your niche and your industry and as a small business owner in general? So let's say one of your benchmarks is your email opens or your email clicked ratio. Either one of those or both can be used as benchmarks to determine if you are on track to hitting your goals. Let's say that you are below the 40% open rate or whatever the average is. That's a made up number in my brain. It might be accurate. I don't remember by the time of recording this. So let's say you're at like 20% or 15% open rate. You're like, oh, that's not good. So then what you need to do is to research ways to improve your open rates and not just hire someone else to do it first. Like you need to understand how you can improve your open rate before you make that investment on hiring someone else to do it so you aren't bamboozled. Okay. Number 3, assess when sorry, I can't read my own notes. Assess where you are and where you want to be. So it's kind of like, and I use 3 different main metaphors, like your health and fitness goals, developing a recipe. What's another one? I think I use raising a child as like metaphors for building a business. You have to have the data and the information if you want to reach certain health goals, and you got to do a check-in about every 8 weeks with your personal trainer to make sure that you are heading in the direction you want to be in. Not necessarily that you're instantly there, because nothing is ever instant. It's always baby steps. But where are you exactly? Where is your business exactly? What is the monthly booking average? Is it meeting your goal? Is it exceeding or is it below? And what does it compare to where you want to be? This is why you need your benchmarks. During your first quarterly review, this is where you develop the action plan. So you can start collecting this data. I recommend just like noting it once a week, maybe reviewing some of it once a month, like the notes of like your action plan. And again, in the success circle, we talk about like when you need to make a decision immediately in your business and when you can postpone it and implement it the following quarter. And then on your quarterly reviews, you can make further decisions on it. Is this something for the rest of the year, or is this something you need to do right now? Like, I help you with that if you want to be in the success circle. I swear this isn't like a sales post for the course. Sales episode for the course. But I don't want you making the decisions. Like I said, no new courses yet. So if you're spiraling and you're like, I need this course now, calm down and wait until your quarterly review. Collect some information on whatever courses you're being enticed to purchase and make an informed decision based on your data and where you want to be, where you are right now, and how much will that course help you to get there. And then at your quarterly review, you can be like, okay, this is a good investment, or this doesn't really align with what I need. Okay. Make sure you also, this is the final point because I'm just I'm just talking about benchmarks process. Make sure that you have time for regular progress monitoring. So way back at the beginning of this pondcast, yes, we sit around a pond with frogs and hang out. Podcast, way back in the beginning, I talk about time blocking and like time management techniques that may or may not help you because we're all different with how we can manage our time. Do you have time set aside for regular progress monitoring? So if you are tracking, let's say email newsletter, if you send one email a week, that is like 5 minutes just to write down or put in a spreadsheet the notes so you can look at it on a monthly basis and see, is it improving or declining? Same thing with your social media analytics. Is it improving or is it declining or is it stagnant? And what can I do here to change that number? Same thing with your booking, like monthly booking reports, monthly commission reports and revenue statements, expense reports. Do you have time for regular monitoring of said things? I will say, I have a nasty, nasty habit of forgetting my passwords for like something I signed up for, like Canva. This is actually real life, Rachel. And I'm like, I swear I had a Canva account. I'm trying to develop, this was years ago. I swear I signed up for Canva Pro. What is going on here? So I created a second Canva Pro account, and it's such a low cost, like $15 a month or something. And I wouldn't even notice because it was offset by like 2 or 3 weeks. It took a few months for me to realize that I was paying for two Canva accounts. Or I think one was like an annual and the other one was monthly. I don't know what I just like little things like that. Um, and that was back when I wasn't really closely monitoring my finances. Not that I was like spending all willy nilly or anything. I mean, $15 a month ain't no thing. But at the same time, that adds up. And if you start doing that with other things, it's like all the free trials or like $2.99 a month, sign up for the streaming service thing, or you can get this package of all these channels together for $6.99 a month and you sign up and you're like, cool. And it just auto debits from your checking account. And then 6 months later, you're like, what do you mean I'm paying $50 a month for apps I don't even use? So you gotta monitor what you're doing. That can happen, especially if you just like put it on a credit card and you're just like paying the statement off every month. It's such a little charge. You don't even recognize it. Okay. So those are different techniques to assess what benchmarks you need to have when you're doing your quarterly review. Also, maybe your monthly review too. We will talk about the monthly review a little bit further out. And you're like, what do you mean? We're 72 days in and you haven't talked about a monthly review in depth? No, I have not, because we're going big and then breaking it down to little baby steps. That's what I do here. It's how I teach everything. You don't, no, I want you to see the big picture and then teach you how to break it down. Okay, well, I really appreciate you listening to my crazy ranting and ravings today, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have any questions, comment on these wherever you found this podcast, wherever we're streaming. Please subscribe if you are not already a subscriber. That would be fantastic, and have a wonderful day.